And here is Harry Kane for England, and there's Jack Grealish, and here's Luke Shaw, and there for England, it's number 10 again, Raheem Sterling! The moment, the man! It's an England breakthrough at Wembley, and Germany have it to do. And from prince to pauper, a nation rises. So much for royal protocol. Prince William himself is punching the air, and His Royal Highness Raheem Sterling has England where they want to be, a quarter of an hour away from the European Championship quarter-final. Shaw's on the march, and here's Grealish, and there's Kane, and England reach out. National embrace, a moment in time, perhaps for Gareth Southgate, the redemptive moment for which he has waited a generation. Harry Kane at last. England, modern England, writes their own new history. This time at Wembley, the German giant was slain. A day for which a nation has thirsted. A redemptive day for which the nation's football leader has longed. An ambition attained. It's only the last 16, it's only a place in the quarter-final, but this is a fixture which resonates with relevance, which echoes with history, which matters almost more than any other. Hurdles lie ahead. England can believe they can go all the way. But for now, the crestfallen Germans must take their plane home. This is a trophy which won't be theirs. And all three of the group of death, France and Portugal and Germany, have disappeared in a trice. This boy's got energy. Away from Berezinski. This is brilliant from Mack. And he squeezed his shot in! All his own work! Robert Mack with something just a little special. He's made a mug of a fullback. And he's found the gap where there oughtn't to have been one. And he has established a shock lead for Slovakia. Poland have to change the mood of the match. Lewandowski. And by Zielinski. Reverse! Linetti! It's taken seconds at the start of the second half for Poland to repair the damage. So you can expect an elevated workload now. In by Mack. Oh, what a hit! What a hit for Slovakia from Milan Skriniar! The hefty centre-half has given that a lot! And the Bratislava boys are bouncing. A man up, a goal up. Simply up. Slovakia, where they want to be. Szczesny of Juventus, beaten by Skriniar of Inter. And Poland have very probably now let it get away. For Slovakia, one of the truly special days. These Slovakian celebrations tell their own story. They made it happen. Milan Skriniar, who became the improbable hero with a thumping winner, and how Slovakia cherish and relish that. Flung in by De Bruyne for Marlon! Off the goalkeeper and surely in! Belgium do break through! Radetzky, so often the hero, is forlorn, for his was surely the telling touch. The Marlon mountain got big for the header. It is Belgium who finally pierce. But is that enough? De Bruyne. Lukaku for sure! He has pinned that in. And no one will rob him of that one.
You know, he's so strong, he just rolls his defender and absolutely drills it home, and that's game over now.
And that does it. Beautiful Belgium progress with perfection. 10 wins out of 10 in qualifying, 3 wins out of 3 in tournament football. Last 16 and with power to add. However, Belgium are certainly involved, and indeed they are to be feared. It's come to Lukaku, who would not miss from there. Chaotic Russian defending. Lukaku in glorious isolation with as much time and space as he would wish to feast upon. Hazard with the cross, and it's turned in by Meunier! Bouncing off the bench and into the limelight. The Belgians are buoyant. Put through here for Lukaku to seal the deal. Few hotter strikers in Europe right now. One sniff, one glimpse, his eye perpetually on the prize. When he's on it, he is nigh on unplayable. Belgium at a canter. They have ripped up Russia again, and no one has done more ripping than Romelu. Emil Forsberg to establish Sweden as likely progressors into the last 16. Forsberg delivers with certainty, and Sweden look forward in the sizzling St. Petersburg sunshine. The last 16 prepares to embrace these smiling Scandinavian folk. And Forsberg, and 1-0 Sweden. Inside the first minute and a half, the Swedish number 10 has struck again, scorer of both their tournament goals, and the man who immediately punctures the poles. Forsberg, smashing goal! He just cannot help himself. His tournament, his day again. And surely now, Sweden's deal is sealed. Worrying Lindelof. Lewandowski, beauty! Class is permanent, and his class is of a very, very high level. If they do say farewell, they say farewell in style, with their greatest stylist.
Oh, this is extraordinary from Lewandowski. Surely you're not going to attempt to shoot from there, but this is Robert Lewandowski, and it's game on again.
Frankowski lifts it in, and Lewandowski scores for Poland, who have 6 minutes to find salvation. Can it happen? Can it really happen? And Poland, for whom today only a win will be sufficient. Victory and they are through, anything less, and their tournament is over. Taken away by Kulusevski, full of running, wanting to impact, late to the party, and the job is done for Sweden with finality and finesse by Victor Claesson. And Poland now must succumb and accept the certainty of their departure.
Well, it's a really cool finish.
And congratulations to group winners Sweden, who march on. The final score at the end of a really thrilling game, as it turned out, in St. Petersburg. Sweden 3, Poland 2. Miranchuk. That is a super goal! Delicate in its construction, certain in its execution. Alexei Miranchuk with a goal for which the Russian nation thirsted. In by Click, and touched in from unmissable range for Poland by Jakub Swieczok. His first international goal, barely 3 minutes in. The perfect uplift for Paulo Sousa and all folk Poland. Delicious ball from Golovin, aimed it at Juba and squeezed in at the back post for Russia by Vyacheslav Karavayev. The first real threat they have summoned, and they have struck. Creeping in, almost unnoticed, blindside, beyond Pukacz, who was on his heels, and we're back where we started. Too much on it for Laporte, hammered through the crowd though by Jordi Alba, and via a very kind or cruel deflection, Spain have a prompt lead. And here is Freuler, and there's Shaqiri, and Switzerland are level. Xherdan Shaqiri, bearer of the Swiss armband, with a moment of potential Swiss salvation. We offer ball, and Spanish eyes smile.